We wanted to hit on this story here on the Sports Cubicle. We appreciate you making us a part of your day. I'm Mike Mercado, and on Friday, January 12th, 2024, the Chicago Bulls celebrated the Ring of Honor, honoring the 95-96 Chicago Bulls, a bunch of players and coaches, and it was a reunion. Of course, Scottie Pippen wasn't there. Michael Jordan wasn't there. Dennis Rodman wasn't there. It was a blizzard in Chicago. This was brought up in 6 weeks, and it just really goes to show amateur hour that goes on with Jerry Reinsdorf and anything that the Reinsdorfs, more specifically Jerry, touches. And this isn't a criticism towards the staff, the promotions, and everybody who's behind the scenes trying to make these things come to true and come to life, and for them to be able to have an experience and to honor their players and honor their history and honor the fans and that run. This isn't against them. But the real thing we want to spotlight here was a moment during the celebration, during the ceremony. On the Videotron, they were showing obviously the montage and the highlight reel of that Chicago Bulls team. And they got to Jerry Krause. And the Chicago Bulls fan at the United Center that night booed. Of course, here in Chicago, you understand there is no love lost for Jerry Krause. After the Last Dance a few years ago, there is even an uglier stain on the name of Jerry Krause amongst Bulls fans. But the moment the fans in the United Center are booing and they're showing a montage of Jerry Krause, what does it then fade to on the next scene? His widowed wife crying, shaking people off because an arena filled of 17,000 jackasses are booing a dead man. Mind you, a man most of them have never met. Most of them don't remember that Bulls team because that Jerry Reinsdorf-led Bulls team hasn't won crap since Jerry Krause was the general manager of the Chicago Bulls. It was a stain. It was a disgrace. It's embarrassing to be a Chicago Bulls fan after that moment. That man was part of 6 championships. Then you talk about, Michael Jordan made this team. He built 2 different three-peat champions. And you can have any gripe you want against Jerry Krause. The man was alive. You could boo him anytime. They would have a random appearance. You would see him on the scoreboard. If he was at Wrigley or at the Cell at the time, or if he was at Soldier Field, I get it. This was a celebration of an organization's only high time, the only time they could really put their hat on, going back 20 years. Because ownership is, quite frankly, a joke. And this is another example of the Reinsdorfs not being able to read the room, obviously having their head in the sand, not knowing what's going on with their 2 biggest icons and their families going at it. And then for Bulls fans, the arrogance, the entitlement to boo Jerry Krause on a night of celebration, and the deserved embarrassment of watching that widowed, watching that old woman cry as Chicago showed our asses. We deserve everything that comes to us when it comes to karma as Bulls fans from that moment on. I am not against people booing. When you buy your ticket, that buys you to be able to boo. Read the room. You don't always have to be an ass.